So it turns out you're really not supposed to shoot the messenger. We have a lot of ground to cover in this episode, so let's just jump right in. You may recall that after we killed Benny, we were riding a bit high, and we were full of ourselves and full of vim and vigor. And so when Caesar sent a messenger to say, "Hey, I want to see you at my camp," we promptly said, "You know what, screw that guy and screw you," and shot him in the head. And Caesar took a dim view of that, and now we have Legion assassins coming after us. Which is, admittedly, a bit of an issue. I remember right after shooting Wolpes and Kulta, I regretted it and said, "Oh no, I've just declared war on one of the two most powerful factions in the Mojave." And so it might not be a bad idea to make nice with Caesar's Legion. They won't forget that I shot the messenger, but I can at least do enough nice things to get them off my back. And if we're going to do this, we need to talk about how New Vegas handles reputation. Now, in simpler titles, you might have faction reputation being on a single scale, positive to negative, and it's a single value. Either you're the saint of the wasteland, or you're the devil incarnate to this one faction. Not so in New Vegas. New Vegas has different scales for both positive and negative, which means that if you, for example, shoot up Freeside, people will remember that. You can't just go in and do a lot of nice things and suddenly, oh yeah, you're the savior of the wasteland. No, you have one positive scale and one negative scale. Right now we're at 1 rank negative and 0 ranks positive, which is shunned. And that negative reputation will never go away. They're never going to forget that I shot that messenger. However, if we can raise our reputation with the Legion enough to get back into a neutral zone, back to mixed, do enough nice things for them, we can get the Legion assassins to stop coming after us. Which is nice, because that means I can stop looking over my shoulder for Legion assassins. I can stop worrying about, oh no, if I kill even one Legion assassin squad, that will give me enough negative reputation to push me to vilified, which means I'm shoot on sight with every Legion member everywhere forever. It'd be nice to at least get my money's worth out of being vilified, if that makes sense. But before we can do that, we need to go to Mr. House, because we kind of got the platinum chip off Benny and then skedaddled to Utah for a month. And I'm betting he's getting a bit impatient for us to actually deliver the platinum chip.
So, Benny has been handled, and you've recovered the platinum chip. Let's have it.
Absolutely. Here we are, here's the platinum chip. It's, no need to mention the month delay, right?
Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious, so very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed, on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made.
That's a lot of effort to go through to find this thing. You never actually mentioned what it does.
Some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I.
Well, that's, ominous.
I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now.
A little bit.
The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms that shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron the ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. The city of New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return to the penthouse now. We have much to discuss. Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think? I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the strip.
Could we maybe phrase it a little differently? It's like a trip to the basement has really bad connotations for our relationship. I'll admit that seems kind of foolish. I mean, people can see your Securitrons, they can say, oh, something's up. Won't people know what's going on?
I'm surprised you can still underestimate me after everything you've seen. I haven't shown my hand. I've shown one card. I've given my enemies a single provocative datum upon which to fixate. They have no idea what other cards I'm holding. It's a strong hand, believe me. I dealt it to myself.
The house always wins, huh? It is a hell of a demonstration, though. You really think they can actually fight off Siege Legion and the NCR at the same time?
Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers. If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. To secure the future of New Vegas, I must have your assistance. The work ahead is dangerous, but you weather danger well.
That's a good way of saying you've already died once, so what more can death do to me? Alright, mind if I ask some questions first?
What did you want to discuss?
You seem really chill about me murdering Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the Platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp.
Fine. We're calm. This doesn't affect me. So, you say you have plans for New Vegas. You obviously have an army ready to defend it. What do you want to do with it?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
But you just said you didn't want to go to war. No, never mind. You intend to force your claim with the robots. You just say, hey, I have the army, I claim it by force, right?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Yeah, but the NCR had enough people that, I mean, it's not that it's not impressive, but it's not bigger than the NCR.
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What actually do they get out of this with you? I mean, they get water and power, and you get, tourists?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harness the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
Okay, I get that. They give you money, you get power, they get water, and the dam. And you're going to risk that?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me, if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those two armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
No, I think that makes sense. Right now, you're playing one side against the other. You can't openly go to war against either because then the other will crush you. But the same's true of them. They can't commit their forces to wiping us out until they defeat each other. So what does that do to me, then?
The next step will require you to infiltrate Caesar's camp at Fortification Hill.
Well, that's convenient. Yeah, he's actually invited me there already.
I'm not surprised. The Legion has spies on the Strip.
And given what you just told me, I'm guessing you don't want me to kill Caesar? I mean, I've been thinking about it. It's like, it's a really good assassination opportunity. But it would mean the Legion is weaker, which means the NCR is comparatively stronger, which means the balance of power might shift.
Absolutely not. Caesar is of great use to me. I don't want you harming a hair on that man's head, assuming you could find one.
So, what am I doing at Caesar's camp, then?
I want you to open a hatch in the basement of the derelict weather station atop Fortification Hill. You'll recognize it on sight. The hatch bears the logo of the Lucky 38, same as the platinum chip.
And what's inside the box?
Something very important. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise, so don't bother asking.
Ah, come on, that's just teasing. And you are asking me to go into a very dangerous situation. It's like, yes, I have a mark of safe passage, so long as I don't kill any legionary assassins on the way. What do I get out of this?
I'm not offering you an incentive as crude as money, though there'll be plenty of that. What I'm offering you is a ground floor opportunity in the most important enterprise on Earth. What I'm offering is a future. For you, and for what remains of the human race.
And how do I open this thing?
You can't, but the chip can. The hatch will recognize the platinum chip and open sesame.
All right. I mean, I was going there anyway, so it lines up with my plans. Sure, let's do it.
Here, take the platinum chip again. You will need it. Upon arrival at the fort, it's likely that you'll be searched and the chip taken from you. Don't worry, it will come back to you.
You seem awfully confident about that. I mean, yeah, we do have an invitation to go to Caesar's camp, which is the only reason I'm considering this. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go there anyway, just so I can get the Legion off my back. But still, it's
Do not be alarmed. We have been upgraded to serve you better. Have a nice day.
Ooh, that is a nice upgrade. Goes from friendly police officer to hardened military veteran, which, let's be honest, that's what the police have been going nowadays. Tell you what, Victor, let's go do some preparations. We're not walking into Caesar's camp alone or unarmed. And actually, Mr. House has given me a bit of an idea. See, remember, we took the robotics engineer perk, and we took one of our modded perks, which lets us make robots of our own. what if we went and made some Securitrons to follow us into the fort? Now you can see that these weapons are incredibly expensive in terms of ammo. It's like a Securitron is 500 overcharged microfusion cells, which turns out to about 1,500 regular microfusion cells, and I don't think we actually have enough for more than one of those. Now, we could theoretically make enough 5mm rounds to make a sentry bot, which might actually be a better option. And they weigh like 50 pounds, like 25 pounds each. Holy crap, that's expensive. But in order for us to make this, I think we might need to actually go on a little bit of a shopping spree. Go to the Van Graff, see what ammo they have, see what ammo we can put together with all of our stuff, and see how many Securitrons we can actually afford. It's like, that is an expensive toy. It's like 100 microfusion cells for one Roboscorpion? That is downright cheap, I'll tell you that. And they're only 5 pounds to deploy? That might not be a bad idea. And we can take the opportunity to look for some mods and sell some other stuff, alright? And with that mod purchase, we actually have a fully modded Spurtlewood 9000, which is nice because that means that the weight drops to 7.5 pounds. Not bad for one of the highest DPS weapons in the game. It's like, that is very nice. It's like, this actually weighs less than some rifles now. And it just looks gorgeous. So I've spent 10 minutes crafting up ammo and turning small energy cells and microfusion cells and recycling all that ammo and turning that into more microfusion cells and turning microfusion cells into overcharged ammo, which is not the best thing because really what you want is optimized ammo. And I just realized we're not going to be able to build a whole lot of robots because the limiting factor right now is fission batteries. It's 5 fission batteries for one of these things. Holy crap, that's not a lot. So if we were to do one Securitron, we'd have enough ammo for one of those. That would leave us with 6 fission batteries. We can do one Mr. Gutsy and one Sentry Bot, or 2 Sentry Bots or two Mr. Gutsies, but either way, that's not a lot. I think it might be best to go for one Sentry Bot and then spend the rest on Roboscorpions. Because I don't know what those are, but heck, if I know, I want to know. Let's just take a look at these robots. They should be under Miscellaneous, I think. Or maybe under Aid? Yeah, Aid. Can I deploy these and then pick them back up? Because I'll be a bit upset if I drop this and I can't use it again. Hey, there you are. Look at you. Can we change the face? I'll be honest, I don't really like Victor, so it'd be nice if we could get... Yeah, talk to those guys. See about getting one of those soldier faces on you. That'd be nice. Oh good, I can repackage the robot. That's good, that's good. And now, let's go shopping again, because there's some very important tools I need to pick up from, I think, the Gunrunner to be the best supply. Now, we have about 20 pounds of C4 in the van, through various means. Lots of stuff picked up in Honest Hearts, lots of stuff picked up around the Wasteland. What we need to find is, we need to find a detonator. It's a surprise tool that will help us later on, you know. And unfortunately, you guys don't have any of that. What's up with that? It's like, you're supposed to be the best. It's like, I can't find a single thing from you. Do you know, I don't actually know who sells the detonators. Like, if it's not the gun runners, we can try the other guns merchants, but if nobody has a detonator, well, I kind of need one of those. Oh, what am I doing? We actually have 3 of them in the van that I just completely forgot about because I don't really use C4 all that much. There we go. We are all set up, I think. Actually, there's one more thing we need to do. We need to go to Goodsprings and talk to Doc Mitchell. Because right now we have a number of cybernetic modifications that are much more useful in infiltration than my normal setup. Namely, I want to swap my cybernetic lungs for stealth nanobots. And the reason for that is pretty simple. I think we're going to be sneaking around Caesar's camp and stealing things and stealing everything that's not nailed down. And I think that'll be a lot more useful than the ability to breathe underwater. So there we go. We have all the stuff we need. Cost us a couple hundred caps, that's alright. So with that all taken care of, let's grab the van, and let's figure out our route. Now there are a number of options for how we're going to do this. We have a number of fast travel points. We have the 188 trading post, we have Novak, we have the Mojave Outpost, we have Prim. Unfortunately, I'm going to flash a map on the screen right now. Cottonwood Cove is all the way down to the southeast, and we haven't been anywhere near there yet. So the two closest fast travel points we have right now are the Mojave Outpost and Novak. Now the route from the Mojave Outpost is probably the most straightforward. It's roads we've all been down before, we know what to expect. We know it's going to be pretty simple, just walk northeast and then east some more and then you're there. The problem is, and let me flash a slightly edited map here. You see all those red dots? Those are points where Legion assassins can spawn. Which means that if we're walking along that road, we're going to pass 6 chances for Legionary assassins to come in and mess up our day. There is another option from Novak. You can see there's a road east out of Novak that we've never been down. We have no fast travel points unlocked. We don't know what's there, but what we do know is that there's only one spot for the Legionary assassins to spawn. Which means it's a much safer route if we want to avoid getting vilified with Caesar's Legion. Now, there is one more option, and it's one that you probably don't know about because it's kind of obscure. Most people know that you can use an NCR disguise to travel from Camp McCarran up to the Strip and bypass the credit check in Freeside, which is good, which is great. And people know that if you have a faction disguise, you can kind of walk in among the Legion. Now you might think, but if you're disguised as a Legion member, then you're going to have to fight the NCR and anyone who's aligned with them, which is bad, and it is. But there's something I bet you don't know, which is that when you're disguised as a faction member, assassins don't spawn. They don't want to kill Ranger John, they want to kill Gabriel. They want to kill me. They're not going to hunt some random NCR guy down. If they see me, they'll shoot me because, what am I? I'm an NCR soldier. They kill NCR soldiers. Which means that so long as I stay away from places where the Legionary assassins spawn, or where this is guys, we have a pretty safe path to Cottonwood Cove. Which means we can actually talk to Caesar and get to this platinum chip and maybe do some nice things for the Legion to make sure that we're mixed with them instead of shunned, and that way we can avoid getting shot by the Legion. It's a good plan, I think. So for now, let's travel to Novak, and let's get on our way.